Hi, hello, how are you today? This is JilliBling. Today's project is with Yeti. And Yeti, there's a promotion, which is what made me get this bundle. So the promotion goes through the whole month of September. And if you've been eyeing Apple Harvest, guess what? It's now a bundle, get 10% off, and there's dies. Same thing goes for all these. Fresh cut flowers. And you know who, and I'm pointing to myself, took this and I cut it. It was the most fragile little delicate thing. And after doing 2 of them, I said, you know what, that's it. Guess what? Came out with dies. And there's a few additional dies in here too. And Playful Piggies, tree trimming dies, waterfall dies, and Yeti. So all of these they're all stamp sets and they do not have dies. But if you get them now, through September, you get the bundle pricing and you get the 2 items together as a bundle. But say, for instance, you already bought Apple Harvest, you can still get the dies and just pay the regular price for the dies. So this is a great promotion. So with that said, Yeti. Tony says, you have to get that. And I'm like, I'm not sure about it. He says, you do, because that's part of the Pacific Northwest history. And I'm thinking, no it isn't. That's like Bigfoot or Sasquatch. So I went on my phone and I found information on what they all mean. For instance, Bigfoot, Yeti, and Yeti is origination begins pre-Buddhist Eastern civilizations in the Himalayan mountains, and it's an Arctic creature. So I'm going to put this attachment in the description of the blog post. So if you have any questions, you'll have all the answers. So with that said, this came from Wendy Cranford. She made this design with the folded in corners, and look how it pops up. And when you see all these samples, you'll know what I've been doing all day. I've been having so much fun making each one of them different. So this one is the one that I did last. And after doing all these and putting way too much into them, too many pieces, a lot of coloring, finally I did this one. So there's the Yeti, scarf, coffee cup, and mountains. That's all that's to this one. And then a bit of coloring on the inside. This one, yeah, got a little crazy. Oh, look at her. She's a girl. You're like, wait a minute. How'd you do that? So I took the stamp. Here's the inside. And here, I'll show you in just a minute. I think I still have the paper. Then this one, and I'll show you about the sponging in just a minute. So this one is for a birthday party. So for the girl, I stamped just her head, and then I tried putting eyes and eyelashes on her, and it looked like it worked. And I put lips on her, so I thought, okay, let me give it a try. After I color it, I used Sharpie, and I gave her lips, eyelashes, and eyeballs. That's a girl. Whew. Okay, so let's make one of these. And we could start with this. And we could do the fold part. Thank you, Wendy Cranford, for your idea. It's very cute. Okay, so let me move this. So start out as you would with any card and fold it in half. And this is Stampin' Up! Basic White Thick Cardstock. Okay, fold it in half. Okay, fold it in half. Now, on I'm going to put this on black paper so you could see what I'm doing. Not that it's that hard. First of all, make a little tick mark, not too heavy. And if you have to, fold the paper up, because that will show you right where the center is. Okay, so I have a little tick mark here and here. Take your ruler, and I have a little bit of a gap, just enough room for a pencil mark. I'm putting 1.5 inches right here at this tick mark. 1.5 inches, and going down this way, I'll take it to 3. So I have 1.5 inches from here and here. Then, same thing here. And keep in mind where your tick mark is when you go to line it up to do the scoring. All you have to worry about, well here, I'll show you a bad example, is if you did a really big line, you're like, what area do I do? Right where it's at the fold or the edge of the paper is what you need to worry about. So it doesn't matter how big your little tick mark is. So I'm giving me just enough room to make my tick mark. So that's a little bit long, but I know I only need to pay attention to where the pencil and the edge of the paper meet. And 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks. Okay. And this isn't hard. I might be over explaining it, but it's not hard. Especially after you've done 4 of them. It's really easy. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Stampin' Up! Scorer trimmer, and this is, that's the cutting blade. We're not going to use the cutting blade. So I'll put this in here, take my bone folder, and Wendy, just a minute. We've had smoke from the fires. Okay, that's better. Okay, so Wendy suggested this, and it's a great idea, is when you're doing scoring, you could use your bone folder and it'll fit right through this little track. So here's the first tick mark. I'm going to go from here to the middle, line it up in the track, and a lot going on here. Okay, so I see this tick mark in the track, and there's that one. This one is right there in the track, and that one's in the middle. Okay, that's good. Just go right through here. And she says that she does this because when you have the scoring tool in there, the little scoring blade, it's the same size as this, and sometimes it obstructs your view of finding your tick marks. Okay, so now I have 2 of them done, and I'm going to do these other 2. So here's a tick mark, and there's one. Get it in the track. Get that about in the track. There, there. And now the same with these. So that right there is the hardest part. And that's not hard at all. Okay, so we're done with this. And we're done with the ruler. And it's good to have a ruler, just a plain clear ruler. And I'm going to erase all these little marks. Okay, and then to fold it, goes like that. And then this, just like kind of say, yep, that's where you're going to fold. Give it just a little bit of a reminder. And this part right here, before you just go and smush it down, there's a bow. And get the bottom lined up before you confirm the folds. So the bottom those two are all lined up. Now I'm going to just smush it, because these folds will want to take you into different directions, and the bottom of your card will end up looking like really off if you let these folds up here determine how your card should go, and that's not good. Okay, so those are good. These are folded. So how do you get that shape? Which is why at first I was not interested in this card, because it's impossible to cut that shape. But Wendy had the best idea. So I have 4 pieces. These are for the top, these are for the inside. On each one of them, if you can, lightly write the word up. Wendy didn't do this, but I found it helpful for when I did it, when I did all those samples. Okay, they all say up. Now, take this layer, put it, let me get this dark underneath here. Get this lined up. Hope I'm noticing that that's not straight. It's okay. So get this centered up there, here, and just put a little mark right where you think it should be cut. Okay, that's good. These two are smaller. We'll do those in a minute. This is the same size. This is for the inside. So same thing here. Okay, and this next part is going to make you OCD people kind of cringe, but I have an answer for that too. Don't worry. Okay, so now I have this navy paper. I'm going to take my snips, and I know some of you are going to be, I can't do that, but I'm going to show you a way to do it, and then I'll show you a way to really do it if you can't do this. Get it started, and I'm looking at the tip of my snips, and I want it to go right to that little line. So give it a cut, and it works. So don't freak out. Okay, now watch this. And I know some of you are saying, well, you can do that, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. Just give it a try. So I'll do it one more time. And then on the next page, I'll show you a different way. So looking at this from my vantage point, like there I can't see it, but maybe you could see it better. I see that my tip lines right up with that little mark. Okay, let's see how it works. So this one isn't as good as the first one. And I see my tick mark, I missed the mark just a little bit. Let me see if I could fix it. There, that looks better. Okay, so for the next step, we do the same process right on here. So line this up at the bottom with the equal border all the way around. Equal, equal, and equal at the top. Take your pencil, make your little line. Okay, so now I'll show you the way where if you think you can't do it, you definitely be able to do it this way. It just means we have to pull out the paper trimmer again. Okay. So on here, I'm going to find that little tick mark and this one. Get them right in the center of the cutting area and just cut it off that way. I don't know where my marker, there it is. Right here, right there. That's busy paper. Okay. So we're done with that part. Wasn't this pretty? If you like blue, I like blue. This card will appeal to you. Okay, good. Up, up. All of them say up. And they go on here. So the reason that I had you write the word up on them is if I put this right here, it looks good. If you flip it over, chances are, well, that looks good too, but chances are your angles are not exactly the same and it won't look good. But if you put up on them, at least you got a chance to get them to look good. And in the end, you really don't see any little minor imperfections like that, so don't worry about it. Isn't that pretty? Okay, and then this one for the inside. I'm not going to do the white liner yet, because if I mess up when I'm stamping, I'll still be able to flip it over, and hopefully it will fit okay. Okay, so this goes in here. So there is the card base already done. So the next step is to do a little stamping. So I'm going to stamp with Memento because I'll color everything in using the blends. So here's a little paper I have set aside for stamping. Memento Yeti. And it's cute to do all the things, but that means you have a lot of things to cut out and a lot of things to color and attach. So I know it's always easy to say, just do a bit, but when it really comes to it, it's not always that easy to stop. So, some Christmas gifts and a tree. And the coffee cup. Because you know Yetis in the Himalayan mountains, they want them some hot cocoa. Okay. So, the dies. Here are the dies. This is like an igloo. I don't know if it's like the igloo home or the igloo door. See if they use it on here. They're using it as an igloo door. but I didn't use it. I used all of these. So, oh, this die right here, I was stumped by it. Then I turned it over and I'm like, well, what is that? Because the only area that cuts is right here. That is for cutting a little spot in the arm so that Yeti's arm holds something. So it's going to go right here. And when you're positioning this, instead of having it perfectly centered, have it drop down just a little bit low. Here, I'll move my hand in just a minute. See how you could see the area down here? And up there, it's like you're getting really close, but it's nice to have it really close. Let me show you a good example and a not so good. Oh, here. This is a good example. See right there how close the cut is to the top of the arm? That's good. This right here, see how far away it is? And then it doesn't, the Yeti holding the package, it doesn't look as good as if it were just a little bit closer. Okay, so there's that one. There's a scarf. That is just an add-on. All of my Yetis are wearing a scarf. So I want to do another red. Oh, here's a red scarf. And it cuts it out and it puts a little texture on it. So, red paper. I'll just use this one. Scarf. Here's Yeti. And you'll have to do Yeti after you do the arm cut, just because you don't want your die cuts touching. So I'll do that one in a minute. These are little snow-capped mountains. I just did the whole snow-cap. So this one I didn't stamp any of the snow-cap, but see these right here? These little dome triangles? That cuts out these mountains. Let's see, here's a tree. And that is little banners for right here. Nice that those get cut out. Here's for the little bird. I put the bird on one of these. Look at these little birds. That's this one. A heart, another snow-capped mountain. Not using those. Snowflakes. I put snowflakes on the inside. Snowflakes are cute. 2 different snowflakes in the die set, or in the stamp set. We'll use those. And what is this? Here's a coffee cup. And you really do need washi tape for everything, because it moves around. Here's a tall gift. And here's a short gift. Okay, so I have them cut out and not colored. Yeti. And if you have extra paper, hang on to that, because you never know if your neighbor might be going crazy on cutting things. They'll appreciate that. A little extra corner of paper. Okay. So, boy, I have a lot of stuff going. Let me move all these off to the side. So for Yeti, I want to do Yeti in Pool Party. So trying to come up with colors for all these things, I looked online at Pinterest, and people colored them all kinds of colors. And went to backstage last month in New Orleans, and I got 3 swaps with Yeti. I have them right here. This one. Oh, that has Wink of Stella on it. And then the mountains in the background. Then look at this one. Isn't that cute? With an eye. I'm not sure how they took the face off. And they just did a ziggle-zaggle for the mouth. And then there's this one. Very cute. Okay, so all of my Yetis are colored just a little bit different. There's this one. This one will be similar with the pool party, just so it looks kind of snowy frosty. That one again is pool party. That one is all gray with a brown face. And then this is how Wendy did hers. She did hers with like crumb cake. Mostly white, but just little crumb cake shadows. So I figure Yeti is an Arctic critter. And maybe I should color it like a polar bear. Just a hint of pool party. And color lifter. Just to soften it up a bit. Oh, and this designer paper is from the gnomes. It worked perfectly. Oh, and you know what? One of them, these little horn things, this one is absent the horns. All the rest of them, maybe this is a youthful one. This one grew its horns. All the rest of them have the horns on them. Okay, and for the mouth, just any red. So I think that's it for Yeti. And you know, right here is that little slit that one die did. But I want something to be in Yeti's hand, so I'm going to kind of extend the slit. Because I think this one wants to hold a cup of hot cocoa. There. So now it's extended. Perfect spot for hot cocoa. Okay, so coloring the tree, I'll do it in olive. And I'm not really taking time to get these blended all that well. Okay, and then I have 3 gifts in 1 cup. So how about looking at these colors? Where's that red scarf? So this, and that. How about the gifts be in red because of the scarf, and the cup be in pool party? Okay, so cup and pool party. And the gifts in 3 different kinds of red. So I have Poppy Parade, Poppy Parade. Now to keep these handy, because I'll probably put gifts on the inside in the same colors. Okay, and then Cherry Cobbler. Oh, I like to start with the dark. Now do the little one in that. I want all the reds to seem different. All kind of red tones, but the kind of the same, just red, because I know that will stand out well. So I have Sweet Sorbet, just a minute. Cherry, Poppy. Sweet Sorbet and Poppy look similar. Yeah, let's just hope they're different. That looks a lot like Poppy. Maybe a little bit different. Well, it's too late to change it. It'll be fine. Yeah, they're a little different. Okay, so everything is colored. So now it's time to assemble the card. That's Diane. She's sending me messages. We were talking about our favorite salad is Chipotle's salad. And we need to go back there again. So here's the scarf. Chipotle, they have this dressing. Then when they put the guacamole on it, oh my gosh, it's so good. So how am I going to do this? I'll have gifts down here. And handing out a tree, and then holding the coffee mug close. That's good. See, that one's not too busy. Okay, so start out with these gifts. Some dimensional, some flat. Paper is perfect. I can imagine the Yeti walking through here. And then this one could go on dimensionals. Okay, and then work on the placement. Ooh, this is a new sheet. Brand new. Brand new sheet. Okay, because I've got all these. I can always add more. Okay, and then this one, kind of want to see the handle. I want to see the cup. Okay, right there. Okay. getting them stuck together. See, this wasn't too much cutting and coloring, just a little bit. Glue and a mini. It's like, here, have a tree. That looks good. So, up. This is for the inside. So I want to do a little bit of that, the blending brush to kind of add color, which is what I did on this one here. And I did it on the inside too. But I just want to do it in the blues because this card has only blue in it. So I'll do it in navy and balmy because those colors are kind of in here. So to do that, balmy and navy. So when you're stamping, do you get a mess like this? Here is navy. And balmy. So I'll start out with the navy down at the bottom. Maybe I'll put some in the top too. And when you're doing the blending brushes, get plenty of ink on there. Then start off. And the less ink that's on your blending brush, the softer the look will be. And you just naturally get it heavier around the outside. And that's just how it is. It's not terrible or anything. And I'm fine with streaks because I think that's what the Yeti is used to. Well, that's not good. Try to soften it up. As the ink lessens on the brush, I can make a softer look. Okay, and then balmy. And I'm going to get right into where the navy is so that I have a good blend of colors. And after the color lessens on the brush, then I'll start doing swirls, and that really softens it. And I'm fine leaving a bit of white in the middle. Okay, that looks good, huh? So because I did that, that means I don't have to stamp so much on the inside, right? Let's see. Okay, so we need some kind of greeting. So how about, is it Christmas Yeti? Or how about all of them? I want to do snowflakes in there too. So, it's a Christmas Yeti. This could be at the top. I should put my mat down under there. Oh, it turned out fine. And maybe I'll just leave it at that and I'll put snowflakes. Well, where are those other ones? Winter Wishes, Snowflake, Snowflake, Holiday Hugs. Okay, Winter Wishes can be mixed in with the gifts because I'm going to put a few gifts at the bottom. And there's this tiny little and sign. Because this is kind of a playful set, it's okay if you don't get it perfectly straight. So few gifts, and I know that I'm going to be coloring right over the blending brush area. So the color won't be that true, but that's okay. Okay, and then snowflakes. A little bit of coloring, and then that's it. So the snowflakes, how about in balmy and navy? Same colors that we were sponging with. Okay, so navy, full strength, whew, second strength. That's really dark. Just a little bit. Okay, one more. Then in balmy, okay, that's good. And color in those gifts in reds. I'll do quite a few in cherry because cherry is the darkest out of all the colors. And in the end, I think they'll look a little bit more red than what you see here. And what is this one? Sweet sorbet. Sweet sorbet and cherry are very similar, so see, I could have put them on white paper and cut them out. That's a lot more steps. They'd be brighter. And Poppy Parade. Okay, and I didn't pull my adhesive out, so I'll just use liquid glue. That looks good. Okay, so that's it for today's project. I'd love to know which one you like the best. No horns, birthday party, the girl, or the bird gray one. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye.